I'd have to say that the biggest effect that this class had on me was that I learned to appreciate classical Arabic music. I remember the first day you actually asked me, do you like any like old artists? And I said probably everyone except for Kulthum, and I've grown to actually love her, and it's weird how a class just changed my opinion. I think when you see how strong other people feel about a certain topic, you start to like loosen up and open your mind to listening to new things. But that's definitely a problem, as she was saying, for our generation, because as Arab Americans, we live here and we lose connection with each of our countries. But having a class where you're surrounded by people that know the culture and they grew up the same way that you have, it definitely helps. And I like the structure of the class, that it was based on discussions as opposed to strictly lecture, because that's what promotes interest in the class. So I think it should be offered again.
Coming from an Arab background, I did listen to music a lot, but I've never listened to classical music or Kulthum or Habib. So coming into this class, I didn't even know that I would get to enjoy this music. But now that I learned about all the technical terms and all the artists and their influence on history and whatnot, I can really when I listen to them, I really enjoy it now, and it's really it's really strange how this happened. But I think the class was very interesting. It was very fun too at the same time. Like someone mentioned before, it was a lighter load compared to my other classes, but still, I probably learned more in this class than I learned in any of my other classes. But it was definitely fun. I definitely recommend everyone to take it. I think it should be offered at many universities and whatnot. But yeah, it was a great class, and the professor made it even better. So it's a great class.
What I especially enjoyed about this class was not only did we learn, I guess, the technicalities of Arab music, what's a semitone, what's a quarter tone, what's a dum, what's a tak, what is tarab, but we actually got into the spirit of Arab music. The professor would ask us, how do you think this musician is feeling? And so you go into a whole new realm of the music. It's no longer just, a technical art. It's truly like a way of life. And so you go into the mind of the musician and his connection with the audience, his connection with his instrument, his connection, I guess, with his own artistic ability, and it opens up a whole new world of things. So it's definitely very different from any approach I've ever seen taken ethnomusicologically, if that's a word. And I really, really appreciated that perspective on it.
I've always felt that the arts are crucial to understanding a culture, and as someone who has a lot of background within the Western classical music, it was nice to get the perspective of Arabic music, especially as an Middle Eastern Studies major. I enjoyed every aspect of this course, from the variety of material that we read to my classmates in the class who had different backgrounds and provided their own opinions and alternative ideas behind everything that we studied. And also, I really enjoyed the integration between the text as well as online and live concerts. It was just a very enjoyable experience to someone who had no prior exposure to Arabic music.
Personally, I believe that this class opened me up to ideas I never even thought about. For example, the idea of maqamat, like the maqams. I never thought that when I listen to music, I would notice the different tones, the different melodies. I never thought it related to all these maqamats were calculated and had a psychological aspect and a historical aspect to for example, certain maqamats have to do with they trigger certain psychological phenomena basically, and this relate to his history, and basically Arab history has influenced how the Arab music has developed and how the maqamats have developed within the Arab music. So this is something that's new to me, and I learned this, and it's helped me throughout other aspects of my life, including I listen to the Quran a lot, and I noticed this the idea of this Arab culture permeates throughout religion, history, and psychology too. And within the Quran, I can hear maqamat, and this also relates to psychology. So this is something that really I learned and affected me.